Hello, welcome back to what I hope is going to be a really cool series on building an N54. So if you're new to the channel, we've been making videos on YouTube since 2016. It started off just accurately measuring how fast cars 0 to 100 km/h times were. It came about because we noticed a lot of people have no idea how slow their cars are, and I'll still stand by that. A lot of people watching this video now won't realize how slow your car is if you accurately measured it on the street. Anyway, moving forwards, the channel sort of evolved over the years, and in 2019, I accidentally bought an N54. That car, I have absolutely fallen in love with it. I've built it up. There's a good chance if you're watching this because it's an N54, you've seen videos on that car. But long story short, I've somehow managed to turn my $10,000 N54 into something that's quicker than a brand new R8 V10 Plus. Man, I had a lot of fun that day. I really enjoyed it, and it did really sort of imprint in my brain how fast my car was against other street cars. Yes, we managed to pull on that V10 Plus R8, which is a weapon of a car, but we also were pretty much side by side with a R35 GTR Skyline that has enough power to spin all four wheels. That was another good race. I mean, on the same note, I've got it in my hand. I live by the Draggy. I've become obsessed with accurately timing cars, and it's always a good awakening when you realize that your car's not that fast. But when you've got the Draggy, you can keep doing things, you can keep tweaking things until you know it's right before you go up and race someone that you know is going to beat you. Well, you think you might beat him because you saw a 17T turbo car beat an R8, but your 17 turbo car might be 1.5 seconds slower on the Draggy. So keep that in mind, and it's something that I want to focus on with this video, doing things right instead of doing things for the sake of doing them. There's a lot of misinformation with this platform, and I hope this doesn't turn into much of a rant, but I've sort of become emotionally attached to N54s. That would be a fair way of putting it. Like, I do really like them. I quite enjoy the community. It's a great community for people learning about cars, building fast cars and that sort of stuff, but there's so much misinformation, and it's misinformation that just wouldn't exist if everyone had a Draggy, because they'd know that the mods they're doing are the right mods to do, instead of, oh, I fitted this part and it's made my car faster, but they've never checked it, it just feels quicker, or it makes more noise. Like, I want to try and steer more people away from the BS on the platform and just stick to some results, some numbers. I guess 20, 30 years ago, everything was about time slips. You couldn't time cars like these, so you had to go to the drag strip, and the mile an hour, your ETs, that was a great way to build your car around and improve those numbers. But you can do it for much less, and you can do it pretty safely every day with a Draggy. So something to keep in mind, if you're going to be building an N54, get yourself a Draggy before you even start spending money on this. Now, this is the car that the build series is going to be on. If you've been following the channel for a while, you probably recognize it. It is what we refer to as the Vargas car. When we bought it, it was a bit of a pig. There's no way to sugarcoat it. The gentleman that we bought it from had a less than friendly offer on it as a trade-in at a car yard. The reason for that was it had pretty bad water leak. It was leaking oil like you wouldn't believe. And obviously these sort of things cost a lot of money if you're going to pay a mechanic to do it. When we got the car in, we've basically fixed the water leaks, fixed the oil leaks. We have put pod filters on it. We also fitted inlets that come with the car. And as we started to wind it up with a custom tune, unfortunately, the Vargas turbos just don't work properly. It won't hold more than 16 PSI at redline. Something's not right with the turbos. They also spool really late. We have spent days trying to diagnose it, assuming it was a vacuum leak or wastegate issues. We just cannot find the issue. All I can put it down to is damaged compressor wheels. They're the only thing that we haven't visually inspected. Please don't comment on how to fix it. There is a 3 or 4 part video series where we went through everything on the car, literally 50 hours trying to make sure that it wasn't the turbos, but it is the turbos, and we're going to change them. But aside from that, it is basically, as it sits now, full bolt-ons with upgraded faulty turbos. It's not slow. It's still probably a little bit quicker than a stock turbo car. In fact, let's start at the front, and I'll rattle off all the mods where it sits now, because I think this is pretty standard. If you buy a second-hand N54, there's a good chance it's going to come like this. These mods were what most people were doing for the last 8 years that weren't too serious, but they just want that 450, 500 engine horsepower buzz that you can get from these things with basic mods. So we have dual cone intakes. It has got upgraded blow-off valves. That doesn't matter. The exhaust thing is disconnected. Intakes. It has got charge pipe. Sorry, not intakes. Yeah, silicon intakes. Charge pipe. It's currently running a 6-inch Evolution Raceworks intercooler, which will be going. It used to have an Evolution Raceworks oil cooler, which split, so it's back to the factory oil cooler. I did mention it's got the Vargas turbos. It has VRSF downpipes. Actually, it might have Evolution Raceworks downpipes. I can't remember. We've got too many N54s, but it has got catless downpipes. It's currently got mid-cats in it, and it's got a PE modded rear section exhaust. It actually sounds quite good. Going around the car, we have recently done a brake upgrade on it. Now, this was a result of doing the brakes on my car. Probably overkill for most N54 guys, but if you're going to be following this guide, if you want to be making the power that we are going to be making at the end of this video, I think a brake upgrade is pretty much crucial. Not that stopping from 250 k's an hour is bad for the standard brakes, but the modulation that you get from these things is amazing, and it's just safer when you're doing high-speed stops. And it will do more repeated stops without a shadow of a doubt. They're a serious bit of kit. I do like them. I do like these ones. They feel better than mine. The pads are great. I need to do a review on them. I told people I'd do a review. Sorry, everyone. I'll put a link to them down below if you want more information on them. I'm sure they're going to be selling them too cheap in Black Friday sales. But other than that, she's a pretty standard car. Got the nice oyster interior. The cup holders still work. Air conditioning works. We fixed all the oil leaks, as I mentioned earlier. It's your average N54. Now, honestly, I think right now it's probably sitting around 400, maybe 380 horsepower. That's at the crank. It's running MHD off-the-shelf Stage 2 tune, Stage 2 Plus, and it's all right. We will go and drag it so you guys can see what that does. I have got it set up to run on crappy fuel. So we run it on E10, so it's the slowest Stage 2 Plus map that you can put on it, just in case anybody's wondering. It's not running aggressive timing, but to be honest, this year, after we messed with it at the drags, which we had it on a custom tune and E50, it's just been used as a daily driver. It's just been plodded around. We got the paint repaired. There was no need to wind the power up. So yeah, that's where it is at the moment, and I'm starting to get a fuzzy feeling about making it go fast. Right, let's shut this down. Let's take it for a bit of a drive. It has got, I would say, most of the common issues that you have with M54s, and let's go in and show you what they are, because you need to fix these before you start winding the power up. So let's head out on the road. Let me take it for a bit of a drive. There's one issue I'm going to highlight in this video, which will follow on from the next video that you see on it. But basically what we're going to do in this build series is change the turbos, the outlets, the exhaust, the intercooler, the fuel system, and the ignition system. And my plan is we're going to take this from this car. I haven't even measured it, but it wouldn't do a 9-second 100 to 200 right now. It just wouldn't do it. It will be in the 10s. And I want to take it to a sub 5.5 second 100 to 200 draggy time. I'd also like to see it doing sub 10.5 quarter miles, and it is something that we will do with this car. My 17T car, I sort of passed off the quarter mile dream because of axle snapping, and then when I switched to DCT, I really wrote it off because they're just not great to launch the DCTs on a track. But this one we're going to leave auto. The auto in this car is the thing I want to talk about. It's not great. It's the best way that I can show you this. It's very hard to sort of capture on camera, but it doesn't shift properly. Let me see if I can show you how it does behave. So it's got the Alpina tune. Is it going to play up? You got to watch that tacho. No, it's not doing it. Basically, it doesn't shift properly. So yeah, I couldn't really show you that the gearbox isn't right, but trust me, on a cold start, it just doesn't behave right, and it's in manual mode now. It doesn't behave right, and you might have heard it then, it shifted funny. But basically, there's a big number of N54 owners that don't realize what you can actually get out of these transmissions by doing a basic overhaul, a basic service that anyone can do. I did it on my car in 2019 with very little knowledge on jack stands, and it made a huge difference to the car. And I think chasing good draggy numbers and big power before you sort out the transmission in these is a bit of a it's just silly, because you will hold yourself back. I was definitely holding myself back in the day. So yeah, what I want to do in this series is go through a detailed build guide really on how to make your car faster than my 17T car. That's what I want to share with everyone, show them how to do it, and hopefully help save some people a lot of time, a lot of money, and get more fast N54s out there on the road. Now, this car, I'm going to do a 0 to 100. I've got the Draggy here, and I know it's not very quick, but we'll see how we go. And I also want to get a 60 to 120 time, so we'll get that in there. Right. Spun the rears. Okay, more brake. I'm sort of short shifting. Okay, so we did a 5.5 0 to 100 and a 3.93 60 to 120. They're the two benchmarks I'm going to get today. As I said earlier, I don't think there's much point doing a 100 to 200. Or is there? No, I don't think there is. This car's not going to be quick. Something I should have just said just before, the 60 to 120 times in this car are faster than our E60 M5. This car is running on broken turbos, 91 octane basically fuel, and it's faster than a E60 500 engine horsepower M5. These are amazing. They really are. I love them. And this is why we've gotten to where we've gone with the channel. So much potential in them. And this one's broken. Oh, I can't wait. Right. Okay, unfortunately I didn't catch it on camera because I did it on the track. But I did just do a 100 to 200. This car's actually slower than I was expecting. It is a, like I said, it's an off-the-shelf, low-octane tune, so it's not running a lot of timing, and that really showed when you get up over that 150 kilometers an hour. It was 12.3 seconds. I'll flash up the Draggy time so you can see it there. But that is going to be good because I will be able to play that back once we've actually got it going quick. There's a lot of things that go into fast 1 to 2 times, and talking about the transmission before, in my car, getting it shifting properly and getting the timing behaving post-shift was a huge thing into getting it to go as quick as it was. And it's something that, to be honest, I don't think a lot of tuners, because there are a lot of tuners for this platform, I don't think there's a lot of I think there's a lot of tuners out there that don't understand how important that post-shift timing is to getting a fast car happening. Anyway, look guys, I've gone on enough. It's going to be an exciting series. I want your input on how you'd set your car up. So if you've built an N54, let me know how you did it. Let me know if you've draggied it so that we know that you've got some stout behind yourself. Or if you haven't dragged it, let me know if you've got a time slip, because I'd like to know about it. What I want to achieve with this car is a sub 5 second 100 to 200, sorry, sub 5.5 second 100 to 200, a low 6 second 60 to 130 miles an hour, and I'd really like to see a sub 10.5 second quarter mile. That would be the goal. There is one E90 that I know of that I really want to chase down, Fierce Pete. I'm mates with him on Facebook, and he did 19T, and he basically followed the rule book that I followed, and his car was fast, but I want to make this one quicker than Fierce Pete's car. Unfortunately, he knew how to get his off the line, which is something we're going to have to learn along the way, but it's going to be a good series. I hope everyone learns a lot from it. I'm excited, and yeah. If you're interested in following along, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want inside information on what I'm doing to the car, if you want help on building your car, please become a 0 to 60 member. The G's are very, very tight-knit group, very smart group, and we've got some fast M54s in there. And I really love it. I was working with Nick last weekend, getting his car dialed in with his Flomaxes before he could get a custom tune on it. And I really enjoy that sort of thing, and I love the feedback from Nick as he started to enjoy his very fast M54. So yeah, please consider joining. I do appreciate it. I love you all. This video wouldn't be happening without the help from the comment section. And I think the results that I've had with my car just speak for the power of the N54 community. And I know that maybe the 0 to 60 community is a little bit more technical than a lot of the N54 community out there, but I want to help everyone. I want other people going as fast as I am. I've done nothing special. I've done nothing special with my 17T car, and it's one of the fastest out there. So let's spread the word. Let's help make this platform great again. I didn't plan that, but yeah, let's do it. Guys, thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one, and it's going to be sorting out this transmission. Peace!